Our love isn't absent problems, but it sure is absent drama. You deserve this kind of love. Unfiltered Heart Talks with the Dawkins.
An interesting point that I wanted to make is that in a relationship, the only time things from the past should come up is if it is a pattern of behavior. Because a lot of people don't understand too that if something persists, if it continues in the relationship, it is not a past. It is a continuous thing. So it is a pattern, right? And you always have to address patterns. So meaning if the shoes is left in the living room today, it's left in the living room and we talk about it, it's left in the living room tomorrow. We talk about it, left, and it continues. Then if there is another problem that comes up, similar to, let's say you leave, the shoes was left in the living room and now your dirty clothes are left in the kitchen sink. I'm just bringing up random issues. Then now we're going to have to talk about the shoes that is left in the living room because that is a pattern.
It's a
even
pattern.
Though we have
It's
spoken
a
about it
pattern
before.
of what's it called? What would you say? It's not even about the shoes at this point.
Yeah,
It's not
a
even about the shoe.
behavioral issue.
It's a behavioral issue.
So we need to talk about this thing until it is resolved. And we also need to talk about the clothes in the dirt in the kitchen sink because that's not where it's supposed to be.
It's all about placement.
Right.
Like, this person has no discipline to keep the shoes where it needs to go or the clothes out of the sink.
Right. So there is a difference with keeping scores and when something is a pattern of behavior. It's two different things. And a lot of people sadly don't know how to differentiate the two. So that's important that you know what is a pattern that needs to be resolved because sometimes patterns continue throughout the relationship for a while, but they need to be resolved.
And how would you define keeping score?
What you defined earlier. So that would
really?
Yeah, what you just defined earlier.
Okay.
So something happened in the past, we have dealt with it already.
Yes.
It's not like a pattern. It might happen one time or two times and that's it. And we're moving on to 1 year down the line and we're having a conversation about something completely different and something that happened in last year that happened probably one or two times, it is brought back up in this new conversation. So that's really keeping scores. Pattern is different. It happens continuously throughout the relationship. But something that I want to touch on too is that when you're in a healthy relationship, because you can evolve together. You challenge each other respectfully. You always push your partner to grow, to do well, to develop themselves, you push them to thrive and become successful, to become the best version of themselves. And like, I think we have that where you are doing something and I know that, hey, based on what you're going to do, these things need to get done. And I push you to accomplish these things, So that's positive and it's respectful. I'm not going to belittle you or speak to you less than a human being. I'm going to tell you that, babe, I know you don't want to do this, but this needs to get done because this is a part of the requirement and you need to get this thing done, So you push each other, you challenge each other respectfully. And another thing is that you go through change without being fearful. And that's what I talk about, the natural human evolution.
Yeah, fearing that the relationship is going to fall apart.
Right. But if we are suitable, I understand that you are going to go through that process and I must make the adjustments where necessary. Once the change doesn't hurt the relationship, you have to understand that people are going to go through evolution.
Yes.
So those things are important.
Yes. Can I was just looking it up because I wanted to clarify and just ensure that I said it right. So keeping score is the debt collector mindset, right? Keeping score or kitchen sinking is a competitive behavior.
Right.
It's based on the idea that a relationship is a zero-sum game. So the purpose of it, the goal is to win an argument, justify your own mistakes, or exert power, right? That's the point of keeping score. And keeping score, the goal is the emotional toll it takes is resentment, and it's all about spite. And the end game is balancing the scale, versus what you actually mentioned as addressing a pattern, which is a beautiful thing. Addressing a pattern is a collaborative behavior, right? It's about looking at the system of the relationship to see why it keeps breaking down at the same spot, right? The goal is to solve a reoccurring problem and prevent future pain. So if you're experiencing the keeping score side, that's toxic.
That's not healthy.
That's not healthy at all.
Right.
But if you're experiencing a partner addressing the patterns to see how you can have a better and brighter future, that is healthy. And as you mentioned, sometimes it can be seen as the same thing. You're
But
bringing
it's
this
not.
up. You're judging me. No. What is the person saying? Are they trying to find out so that they can set up a hedge around the relationship so you guys could be stronger later? That is healthy. Are they bringing everything, including the kitchen sink, and there's no resolve, and it's just to make you look bad or to put you down or to assassinate your character? That is toxic.
Yeah. And as you
Our love isn't absent problems, but it sure is absent drama. You deserve this kind of love. Unfiltered Heart Talks with the Dawkins.